Well, hey, folks, it is really nice to be back. I've been away from my live stream for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks now. I've been really busy doing a whole bunch of other things. I've played some live gigs from an actual stage, which were just fantastic. I played 3 songs at the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance Conference in Texas, virtually online. And I guess people liked them. I got an email from a DJ a couple of days ago in Texas that runs shows on a couple of stations asking for my CD so he could play Jimmy and Stella and maybe some of the others on his radio station. So that went well, and some of you might know I also have a couple of creative outlets. I do fine art photography, but I've taken up abstract painting, and I have some pieces in my first show in Burlington, Vermont, and it was about to close, and one of the arts organizations over there said, hey, can we hang on to your stuff and put it in another location for 3 months? I said, sure. So that's what's been going on, and it's nice to be back. I'm going to do only originals tonight. For a while I was throwing some covers in, but I think I'm happiest doing my originals. That doesn't mean I won't do a cover now and then, but it's going to be originals. So, you know, I often wonder what it means to be an Adirondack songwriter. I guess it could mean that you write songs about the Adirondacks no matter where you live, or you live here and you write songs. To me, it means you live here and you write songs, but you know, I'd never written a song about the Adirondacks. I just write songs about the things that I write about. And I certainly wouldn't be writing a song about, you know, the beauty of our rivers and mountains and forests, you know, things like that. All they are gorgeous, but that's not the kind of song I write usually. But I made an exception, and I wrote this a while ago. It's on my CD, First Bite. And I played it at my recent gig in Saranac Lake, and I really liked doing it. I hadn't played it in, I don't know, 20 years. But anyway, here it is, Adirondack Winter. Layer of white, halfway through a moonlit night, and I'm here with you. The crunch of snow underneath heel and toe, and I'm walking with you in an Adirondack winter on a North Country night. In an Adirondack winter on a North Country night. Fields are bathed in white, Adirondack winter night, and I'm here talking with you. Mountains look their best when they're put to rest, painted in shades of gray. In an Adirondack winter on a North Country night. In an Adirondack winter on a North Country night. Northern lights on a cold, crisp night, mountain sky all painted bright, and I'm here gazing with you. Moonlight dancing on the Champlain ice, snow-capped river sure looks nice, and I'm here staring at you. In an Adirondack winter, on a North Country night. In an Adirondack winter, on a North Country night. When I'm laid to rest, I know I'll have had the best Adirondack winters in you. Yeah, when I'm laid to rest, I'll have had the best Adirondack winters in you. In an Adirondack winter, on a North Country night. In an Adirondack winter, on a North Country night. On a North Country night. On a North Country night. Adirondack Winter. How's it sound? Volume good? Sound okay? Usually people tell me if it isn't. But anyway, and feel free, while you're here, if you got some questions about the songs or any comments or anything like that, I'm happy to engage in a little dialogue. So during the pandemic, the lockdown portion of the pandemic here in the Adirondacks, interesting story. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I had lost my part-time day job, and I was told it was, they just terminated the position. They ended it. And I was told before COVID, the end of 2019, I guess it was, that on April 1st, 2020, I'd no longer have a job. So I decided, well, okay, first I was a little disturbed by that because I really liked the work I did. I thought it was kind of helpful for kids getting in trouble. But anyway, after a while I decided, well, you know what, good, I'm going to get back into songwriting really heavy, and I lined up some gigs, and those disappeared when COVID took over. And I focused on some songwriting, and among the songs I wrote was this one. Ed Purley, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Tell me, how's the volume? Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you. Anyway, I wrote this song. It's called I Remember You There, and I didn't lose anybody very close to me during the pandemic. I lost a friend, a fellow musician, young guy that died way too early, Matt McCabe. But anyway, I wrote this song thinking about, each night I was seeing the news about the number of people that had died and how they died, and I thought about what that might be like for the person left behind. So I wrote this. It's called I Remember You There. I remember you in every place we ever went. When I walk by one, it's like you were heaven sent. I stare at your shadow, it stares back at me, and I remember you there. In the night when I wake up in a cold sweat all alone, rain pounding on the window glass where we once made our home. The bed's half empty on your side where I remember you. There, I held your hand as you slipped away. I remember you there on that final fateful day, with your cold blank stare like you were looking out, trying to look back in. Lying under white sheets in a cold hospital bed, you said you'll be my angel if you couldn't be there instead. In the space left behind where my heart used to live, I remember you. There. When the tears streamed down my face, I can almost feel your warm embrace. I can almost feel you, yeah. And I remember you there. It almost seems like we can still share our sweet times, and in the darkest of my moments, for the rest of my life, I'll always remember when I was yours and you were mine, and I'll remember you there. Yeah, I'll remember you there. I remember you there. Wrote that during the pandemic, during the height of the pandemic. Let's see, Chris Brooks. Wow, man. You know, I love, part of what I really love about this streaming is, you know, other people who are on don't know this. Chris Brooks and I went to high school together. And, you know, we probably haven't seen each other in, 50 years or something like that? And here you are. I enjoyed your lyrics and delivery. Thanks for your music. Thank you for tuning in. And Chris, I don't know if you know this, but I record this as it's happening unless I screw up. And then I post it on the facebook.com/Carl Rubino Music page after the broadcast. So, you know, if you come in late or you have to leave early or you want to see some of the prior ones, you can go there and check it out. And there's also some of my music on my website, carlrubinomusic.com. But anyway, so much for the advertising. And I'm happy to have dialogue. So if anybody has questions or anything like that, I've been doing a little bit of co-writing, writing with other people. Matter of fact, I did a lot of it during the pandemic. So we'd write. Co-writes would be done either through Zoom or people sending files back and forth and stuff like this. So I wrote this with a lady named Cindy Davis, who lives in Arizona. I don't remember exactly where, maybe around the desert area. So I guess it would be southern or southwestern Arizona. But anyway, Cindy wrote the lyrics in the main and had no music for it. And we got together. Or she came, actually, no, that's not how it happened. That was somebody else. Never mind. Cindy and I decided to write together. We both came up with some lyrics and ideas, and we shared them with each other, and it turned out I liked hers better than mine, and so we went with hers, and I did the music for it and helped with the lyrics, and this is what we came up with. It's called Turn This Heart Around. I'm sitting at this red light, waiting for things to change. Wondering if it's wrong to be right, and if love can be sustained. How long have I been driving blind, trying to get back to you? What destination will I find before this night is through? Don't make me turn this heart around. Don't drive this love into the ground. Is there a road that leads back home? Do I have to turn this heart around? I'm tired of wheels that keep on spinning. I'm tired of going off the track. I know that there's no winning, so why do I keep circling back? You made me turn this heart around. You drove this love into the ground. Sometimes I think the rear view mirror makes things seem so much clearer. Now I'm at the intersection, wondering which way to go. No affection, no erection. It's clear there's no road home. Each time it feels like the first time that we both been down this road. Each time I swear it's the last time, but then I come driving home. So I guess I'll turn this heart around, put the truck in gear and head out of town. I'll make a smile out of a frown when I turn this heart around. Yeah, the road's my friend. There's a light at the end. When I turn this heart around, I'll make a smile out of a frown. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this heart around. I'll make a smile out of a frown. I'll make a smile out of a frown. Turn This Heart Around, co-write with Cindy Davis. We're going to write another song. We've been in touch, and she's going to send me, she's got some song ideas, and she's going to send me some, and that'll be great. I've been looking forward to that. So how's everybody doing tonight? Good? Good enough? Good. So I've got some upcoming plans, and I've been doing this streaming for about a year now, over a year, all through the pandemic. For free, but I've got some plans. I'm going to start some things going online, probably through Patreon. I'm going to keep doing some streamings. There's still going to be free stuff, but I think I'm going to offer some things in this Patreon, pay a few bucks or so a month subscription service, which will be things I don't put out in the general public. They might be songs I'm working on, maybe even partway finished, maybe lyrics that I'm writing, maybe even things like Zoom chats with people, or if somebody's a guitar player and they want to learn one of my songs, I teach them the song over Zoom. So I'm still formulating exactly what I'm going to do, but I think it'll be interesting. So as I said, these will keep up, and I'll put out information on how you can do those other things if you want to. Anyway, I live in the Adirondacks. I've been here since 1980. I live in the High Peaks region now, but I used to live over by the Champlain Valley, around Westport, Essex area. And that was an area where in the fall the geese would start coming down from Canada on their way south, and I lived in a place surrounded by fields and forests, and they'd land in the fields, and it was really cool because it would mark the start of winter, the coming of fall and the start of winter, which is metaphorical if you're a songwriter. So I wrote this song a while ago. It's called When the Maples Turn Cinnamon. They bank and turn against the northern skies. The clouds hold back the rain when the maples turn cinnamon. From Montreal to the coast of Maine, the geese always come too soon, for the leaves release their hold like the first smoke from a chimney, well before the cold winds blow. When the maples turn cinnamon from Montreal to the coast of Maine, and the cold winds blow. He watches as they turn in flight, their positions rearrange. He knows they'll only stay the night. They've come to mark the change, and he wonders as he sees them glide how they'll fare this year. Will they both survive? Will the winter be severe? When the maples turn cinnamon from Montreal to the coast of Maine, they come to mark the change. Ruth, he says, with a troubled smile, it'll soon be getting cold. We'll ache each time we use our hands. We'll miss the children so. I know, she says, as the first one lands in the fields they used to sow. I guess this must be what it's like when time takes its toll. When the maples turn cinnamon from Montreal to the coast of Maine, and time takes its toll. We make each other laugh and cry to keep from getting old. But Ruth, my dear, what will we do when one of us lets go? And Stanley, she says to him with a twinkle in her eye, I don't know about you, my dear, but I ain't fixin' to die. Though the setting sun may find new lines upon our brow, we'll both be standing here, I'm sure, 1 year's time from now. So come inside the house, dear man, she says, and takes his hand. And as the last words leave her lips, the geese touch the land. When the maples turn cinnamon, the last words leave her lips, and the geese. A lot of great memories. I just got a low battery warning, which is really rookie not to have fully charged your phone. I'm using the phone as the camera here. So this thing may kick off. Well, I usually go a half an hour. It's been 25 minutes. So I'll do another song or two, and then we'll say goodnight. You're going to have to turn in next week. So I don't usually write political songs, but sometimes I do. And I wrote this one. There's a certain senator in Texas, if you ask me, a real piece of shit. I don't mind saying that. I'm politically incorrect all the time. So when the people of Texas lost their power and they're freezing to death and they had no food, their valiant senator Ted Cruz, decided he was going to Mexico. I mean, why the hell should he freeze his ass off with the common folk? Then he had the nerve when he got caught to blame it on his daughter. Yeah, my daughter said we had to go to Texas, so what could I do? Bullshit anyway. So I wrote this song. It's to the tune of Denver's Leaving on a Jet Plane. It's on YouTube. The pipes are frozen, the water won't flow. I could stick around, but I don't think so. Cancun beaches are so much warmer than here. The Ritz has rooms, I booked a few for me and the kids, and Mama too. I've even booked a few for all our friends. So tell me you'll still vote for me. I'll help by phone, just wait and see. When it's warm, I'll come back from Mexico. I'm cruising on a jet plane. I'd freeze in Texas, so I ain't staying. But don't blame me, my daughter said we should go. Though I'll be warm, and I know you won't. I could lead by example, but I usually don't. And when I get back, I'll have me a real good tan. I'll be sucking down a margarita or two, eating tons of tacos, guacamole too. So chop some ice for a sip of water or two. And just tell me you'll still vote for me. I'll help by phone, just wait and see. When it's warm, I'll come back from Mexico. I'm cruising on a jet plane. I'd freeze in Texas, so I ain't staying. But don't blame me, my daughter said we should go. Well, please keep in mind, it ain't my fault. Antifa windmills shut the power off. But it's bound to warm up in just a week or two. So chip some ice off your roof, my friend. You might have water to flush again, but you're on your own. I don't give a shit about you. Just tell me you'll still vote for me. I'll help by phone, just wait and see. When it's warm, I'll come back from Mexico. Yeah, I'm cruising on a jet plane. I'd freeze in Texas, so I ain't staying. But don't blame me, my daughter said we should go. Yeah, I'm cruising on a jet plane. I'd freeze in Texas, so I ain't staying. But don't blame me, my daughter said we should go. Yeah, don't blame me, my daughter said we should go. Good old Ted Cruz, what a shining example of statesmanship. Rotten hell, you son of a bitch. Okay. Time for one more. So recently I played 3 songs by Zoom at the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance Conference annual in Texas. I think it came out of Austin, Texas. I'm not certain. Anyway, but they did it virtually, and I did 3 songs, and one of them I did was this one. It's called Jimmy and Stella. Love doesn't always play in tune, and coincidentally, it's available on my CD. There we go, First Bite, which is available on my website, carlrubinomusic.com, and lest someone say, well, I'd love to get your CD, but who the hell has a CD player anymore? Guess what I have? This is a CD Baby digital download card. You can buy it online, and it has an individual code. So you go to my website, you buy the card from me, you get the code, you go to CD Baby, load the code in, and all 10 songs show up on your computer. And if you want to be really cool, even cooler than the people doing vinyl, Cassette tapes are coming back. That's available on the website too. Anyway, Jimmy and Stella. Jimmy was a truck driving man and Stella was a star of the night. To see those two together was a really sorry sight. One too many bottles have been pressed to Jimmy's lips. One too many men have been drawn to Stella's hips. It wasn't always quite the same. They had different lives back when. Jimmy drove those 18 wheels for pride and dividend, till his wife ran off and took the kids while his wheels rolled through the West. He came back and lived alone and tried his level best. Stella kept a house and kids and a mortgage round her neck, as long as she could hold back the debt her husband left her with. They built their love out of tenderness, desperation to find their dreams. But no one's keeping score no more, and no one's giving in. And they danced to the beat of a different drummer. They tangoed on the dark side of the moon. It's hard to see what they saw in each other, but love doesn't always play in tune. They go out on Friday nights to a local roadhouse bar. Stella'd take the keys from Jim so he couldn't get too far. Jimmy'd take a seat at the bar, he'd settle in for the night. Stella, she'd get restless, she was really quite a sight. In a tight red skirt that said it all and made the boys want more. Stella'd sit with her back to the bar, her eyes fixed at the door. A tall, dark stranger'd saunter in and Stella'd saunter out. Jimmy'd only notice if his money had run out. And they danced to the beat of a different drummer. They tangoed on the dark side of the moon. It's hard to see what they saw in each other, but love doesn't always play in tune. Jimmy'd say, "Bartender, another Boilermaker, please." Stella'd be in the parking lot, she was anybody's squeeze. It might have been a Freightliner, a Bulldog, or a Peterbilt. Stella'd be in the back of the cab without the slightest hint of guilt. And as the bartender would announce, "Last call," Stella would drift back in. She'd wait, straighten out her skirt, and wake up Jimmy with a pat on the chin. They'd venture out in the dark and night, arm in arm or hand in hand. Each night was about the same, like it was the way things had always been. And they danced to the beat of a different drummer. They tangled on the dark side of the moon. It's hard to see what they saw in each other, but love doesn't always play in tune. Yeah, love doesn't always play in tune. Yeah, love doesn't always play in tune. Jimmy and Stella, Love Doesn't Always Play in Tune. On my CD. Check out the website, carlrubinomusic.com. So interesting thing about that song, I played it. I mentioned a few minutes ago that I played virtually at the Southwest Regional Folk Alliance Conference in Austin, Texas last weekend. And after it, I got an email from a DJ in Texas, a couple of DJs in a couple of stations in Texas. And told me he heard a couple of songs I played that weekend, including Jimmy and Stella. Could I please send him my CD so he could play it on his radio station? So I said, sure, man. And I sent it to him. So that was exciting. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up before my battery dies, and I've gone like over my typical half hour. So if anybody got any questions, I'll try to answer. Let me scroll here, see if there are any answered questions asked or anything, or comments made that I didn't respond to. I think I got it. So anyway, check out Carl Rubino. Check out Facebook.com/Carl Rubino Music if you'd like to see the recordings of these that I post after them, and my Facebook if you want to know more about what I'm doing. CarlRubinoMusic.com. Hope to see you all next week at 7. Chris, thank you so much for showing up, man. This is amazing. How you been the last 50 years? We'll talk about that the next time. And Ed, nice to see you, buddy. Thank you. You've been a regular here. I really appreciate that. Take care, everybody. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.